Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into a really important idea in education, the equitable learning environment. We're going to explore what that actually means and, this is the key part, how you can really see it and measure it in a classroom. So let's start with this big question. When you hear the word equitable, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Fairness, maybe? Justice? For a lot of us, we might picture every single student getting the exact same thing, but what if that's not the whole story? What if the real picture is way more interesting and personalized than that?
Before we can even get into what equity is, we have to back up a step. We've got to understand something fundamental about how classrooms work. And the main idea is this. Learning is almost never a solo mission. It's deeply, deeply social.
And this idea right here, it really sets the stage for everything else. See, a classroom isn't just a room with desks. It's a living, breathing social system. The way students talk to each other, how they work with their teacher, that's not just background chatter. It's actually fundamental to how they learn, how they grow, and how they figure out how to respect one another.
Okay, now we're getting to the heart of it. This is probably the biggest mix-up when people talk about this stuff, and once you get this distinction, it honestly changes how you see everything in a school.
First, let's talk about equality. Super simple, right? Equality just means giving every single person the exact same thing. Same textbook, same worksheet, same amount of time to finish. It's all about sameness.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. Equality is about sameness, but equity is about fairness. With equality, the goal is that everybody gets the same support. But with equity, the goal is making sure everyone gets the support they need to be successful. It's a small change in wording, but it makes a world of difference.
So here's the bottom line. An equitable classroom doesn't try to make every student the same. Instead, it celebrates that they're all unique. It understands that kids have different backgrounds, different ways of learning, and the whole point is to meet them where they are and help them move forward.
All right, so we've got the theory down, but what does this actually look like in practice? What does a student actually do and feel in a classroom that's built on equity?
Let's step into that classroom for a minute. We're going to break down the kinds of things you'd actually see students doing, both with their schoolwork and with each other.
If you looked around, you wouldn't see every student sitting in a row quietly doing the same worksheet. No way! It would look way more dynamic. You'd see some kids working in small groups, some working by themselves. You'd see a bunch of different activities going on, different books, different websites, all because it's tailored to what each kid needs.
And it goes so much deeper than just the assignments. Look at how the students interact. You'd see real compassion. You'd hear kids asking each other questions, not to be nosy, but because they have a genuine desire to understand where someone else is coming from.
Okay, so this all sounds great. We know what the students should be doing, but how do you actually evaluate this? If you're a principal or a coach, or even a teacher just trying to get better, how do you measure something that feels so, complex?
Well, this is where things get really practical. We can actually use a kind of checklist, a framework for what to pay attention to. And we can break it down into 3 simple parts: what to look for, what to listen for, and what to ask.
First things first, let's just use our eyes. What are the concrete visual clues you can pick up on just by walking around the room?
So, an observer might start by glancing at what students are working on. And here's the funny thing. Seeing a bunch of different assignments is actually a fantastic sign. It means the teacher is differentiating. You'd also look at the layout of the room. Is anyone kind of pushed off to the side? And finally, you'd check. Does every kid have the tools they actually need to do their work?
Next up, you have to tune in your ears, because honestly, the sounds of a classroom can tell you just as much as the sights, maybe even more.
And you're listening for more than just the volume level. What's the tone like between people? Is it supportive? Are the words you're hearing about acceptance? Do you hear those questions that show real curiosity? You're even paying attention to the nonverbal stuff, the little things that show compassion without saying a word.
And for the final piece of the puzzle, you can go right to the experts, the students. The best way to confirm everything you've seen and heard is to just talk to them.
A simple question like this could be so incredibly revealing. You're not putting them on the spot, but their answer will tell you instantly if learning is being customized to meet different needs or if it's a one-size-fits-all approach. It's the ultimate reality check.
So let's wrap this all up. If there is one thing, just one thing, you take away from all this, please let it be this. Equity is not sameness. A truly equitable classroom is not a place where every single student is on the same page doing the exact same thing.
Instead, it's a place where we measure success in 2 ways. First is each individual student making progress from their own starting point.
And second, is there a real culture of mutual respect for everyone's unique identity? That's the real goal.
And that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. When it comes to education, what's the end game? Are we trying to make every student the same, or are we trying to help every single student achieve their own unique version of success? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.